Hello Aries, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main read, I'm using The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, illustrated by Mark Evans. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Angel's Answers oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. I'll do the relationship first, the single second, and I pull out the oracle cards as necessary. Them, you. So Aries. What do we got going on for Aries? There's a double card. It's one of my newer decks. Okay. What's going on? Now, Aries, you seem more cut and dry to what's going on. Your partner, I'm getting levels, the word I want to use is confusion, but we're going to find out real quick. And I'm only saying that, and I don't know what cards are below these, but what's keeping the situation where it is, the top is the Ten of Cups. It's good social connections, very happy. The next one is the Knight of Swords, getting out there with communication, making some changes usually. And the Two of Swords, feeling stuck and bound to a current situation. Now, I did get an oracle card right above these, the year from now card, which just basically means this is going to be a situation that feels like it drags on for a while. This isn't going to pass quickly. It's going to be more than a few months at the very least. And this is what's keeping it where it is. It seems like your partner is happy, but they're also trying to make a change, yet they're being blocked from this change. No. Sorta. All right, sort of there. They're happy where they are. There's communication coming to them that they have to act on. Communication coming to them. But they're feeling like this communication coming to them is kind of causing them some conflict because it creates problems here with the happy home life. All right, so that seems to be where that starts. This is gonna, whatever the situation is, it's gonna go on for a while. It's gonna be a while. Like it's the year from now card. So it could be a year, it could be a little less, could be a little more, but it's gonna feel like a while. All right, so this is what's keeping the situation where it is. This seems to be the problem. Okay, now they also, is this matching? Is this next? Past. This is the past influence. So this is more of a past. I have like two different spots here, but this is before. This is the past in this situation. There's four cards. Eight of Pentacles, Wheel of the Year, Nine of Cups, and the Page of Cups. Now, especially that Nine of Cups, that's really mirroring the Ten of Cups for me. This is the past. Now, I feel like the situation they're dealing with, they're very happy with home life, social life with you. They're very happy with you and where their relationship is. This may have not been the case until more recently, because I'm seeing the Nine of Cups, but I'm seeing the Page of Cups before it, like under it. So I feel like they weren't as happy with how much interaction they had with you. They might have been a little limited, and they wanted it to be the Nine of Cups. They wanted to be more happy with the situation. They wanted to spend more time with you, or there's something about the relationship with you, they wanted to improve that. And the Wheel of the Year came through, and that happened. So it did, they got into a better space with you. They're happier with the situation. They're happier with the relationship with you. So it feels like they did some work here to either correct or improve the relationship with you. True? Okay. Now, if you have kids, I feel like they wanted to spend more family time, things like that. There's more involvement here. I feel like there's more involvement. Yes. Now, the Eight of Pentacles is also a part of this past thing. I feel like they had to do a lot of work to make this work out. And their other responsibilities, they had to delegate. I get the word delegate and delineate. So and I have to be honest with you, my brain is just a little mush right now. I can't connect with the meaning of delineate, which is really annoying. But delegate, I know that one. You hand it off to somebody else to do it for you. So it feels like delineate fits there, but it's not bubbling to the surface of my brain what that word means, and it's kind of frustrating. Anyway, maybe if you're watching and that applies to you, it makes sense. And they're not letting it go, so delineate. Is that when you kind of separate things out? I think that's what that is. Brain is not working with me right now. But you have the Eight of Pentacles. Basically, you had to work to make this happen. You did a few things. I feel like you had to separate things out and you had to like delegate responsibilities here and there for it. Like you handled it a certain way, but things are coming back. They handled things a certain way, correct? Things are coming back on them now, and I feel like there's some corruption or breakdown, corrosion, something with that. And this is kind of like coming apart a little bit, and they have to get in there, and they have to get. While they were able to step away for a while, they're starting to realize that they got to step back in now. I feel like they don't like that. Now, I also do want to say, in the past, you had the Nine of Wands. You pushed your partner to do this, is what it feels like. So if this reading is hitting for you, you wanted them to have more interaction with you, the family, however this hits for you, you wanted them around more. You wanted this connection with your partner to be more, to be better, to improve. Either to correct something or improve it, one of the two. So you had a hand in that to get this to happen. And this was a good thing. Knight of Cups. You're very happy about where the situation is because the change happened and the interaction is a lot better now, and you're happy about that. And you're showing that appreciation to your partner. Okay. That being said, I feel like that's another reason why they're conflicted. They don't want to backtrack on this, but whatever's happening on their side, whatever they did, they have to fix some things. They have to get deeper involved. I don't know if they have to get as deep involved. I'm feeling like they might have to get right back involved the way they were before. I think it might go back to what it was. They're fighting it, though. And I feel like it might be a transition over the next, give or take, year. Because I got that year from now card here. It might take that long for it to get back to where it was. Is that what we're saying? I feel like I feel like this might be a battle back and forth for the next year or so. So I feel like it kind of like it falls back to where it was. It tried to bring it back to here, goes back to where it was, comes back to here. Is that more? That's more what we're saying here. So it's like it's a flow. It's going back and forth. You have to go back and take care of things, trying to get back to where it is now because they enjoy this time with you. They feel the same way you do about it, but things start to fall apart. So they have to go back and fix it, and then they're involved for a minute. And then they start to move back this way. Then they're noticing, then they have to go back over here. Like I feel like this goes on for a good year. Like, give or take, a year. Give or take. It is a general reading, of course. So there's like a ebb and flow, a push and pull going on here. Now, I'm noticing in their spiritual sense they have the tower, but it seems to be matching the chariot. They're fighting this tower thing here. And they have their oracle card above that, the situation will improve. So they're trying to fight the tower in the sense of like, this whole situation could blow up on them. And whoever this person, him or her, and they might have to change, there might be a big change going on. I don't feel like that's what's actually going to happen, but that's what they're worried about. The tower seems to be coming in like they thought it was going to work out a lot better than it is. Things are falling in. They got the chariot here with them, so they're meeting the obstacles. They're dealing with the chariot. Like this is like a battle, like a big battle to make this work out. It's a back and forth thing. You know, the tower usually falls, and it falls harshly and quickly. That's my experience with it. But with the chariot going on here, I feel like the chariot is trying to save the tower or fix the tower, and there's I feel like this is why it's dragging out for about, give or take, a year. Is because your partner is like battling this, confronting this, trying to make this work out, not giving up. And I feel like the tower is going to fall. The tower is going to fall, but due to the efforts put into it, it's like almost like creating a new situation from the destruction of the last one simultaneously. Like the tower is falling and crumbling slowly, but it is coming down while another situation is being built up to replace it at the same time, so that like nothing is really lost in that sense, but it's a lot of confusion and struggle. But this is basically because the Chariot and the Tower it's almost like they're at war. Like the Tower wants to fall down and just devastate, and the Chariot doesn't want to allow that to happen. The Tower will fall, like I think I've said that probably 50 times now. But the Chariot is going to make it so like as the Tower falls, something else is built up in its place, something new. But it's going to have to happen. The Tower will fall. Okay. So the situation will improve right above this is basically saying your partner's going to be going through a lot. If this is hitting for you, I feel like you need to be aware that they're going through a lot. They value that time with you. They want that. They very much want that. But this is what they need to do to like secure it in a better way in the future. Because I feel like what they originally did to delineate and delegate is falling apart. It's not working. So things are falling apart, and they have to take care of things and rebuild it the right way, so that way, give or take a year from now, it's a different situation. It's much improved and better for them and you, correct? That's the direction they're heading. Okay. Because they have this Nine of Pentacles in the future for them. They want this. They want to be happy and comfortable. They're seeing this in the long term working out. They're just realizing, I feel like they're realizing it's going to take a while to get there. You also seem to have the Eight of Pentacles here, because it seems like you feel like it's closer than it is. I kind of feel like that's what it is. You have the Eight of Pentacles, like it's almost to the point, like they're just kind of fixing things and they're going to come back. I feel like you need to know it's going to be a lot longer. Justice is on your side in the spiritual sense, like it will work out in your favor. I just feel like it's not as close to working out in your favor as you think it is. Because while you push to get it where it is, I feel like the time it takes to get here, like that seems, you got the Page of Wands. You're diligent, you're supportive through it, but that kid always looks freaked out to me. I don't feel like you're confident. I feel like as it goes forward, you're afraid your partner's going to fall into old habits again, and you're not really happy with that, so you're kind of nervous that, it's going to go back to the way it was and stick that way. I feel like there's a nervousness with that, and I feel like that's what this is saying. But you're holding on, and you're giving them some credit, so I do feel like you're making it through it with them, but I feel like you're nervous through the transition, especially since it takes, give or take, a year, which I can understand that. Because it's saying here in the future, what helps is that you realize that this burden with this situation is it's gonna linger. You'll make it through it. You're gonna have to wait. You got the wait card. There's one card behind the Ten of Wands, which is the Seven of Cups. So you have a lot of ideas about how to help the situation. No. You have a lot of ideas about things you'd want to do. Yes. So you got a lot of ideas that you want to plan. I notice this is behind the burdens. There's a lot of things you want to do with your partner, but due to the situation and the time it's taking from you, because they have to spend it on that, all these ideas are kind of like put on hold. There's a lot of things you want to do with your partner, but they're put on hold because of the situation. It's a burdensome situation, like it's holding you back from going forward with what you want to do. All these ideas you want to do with your partner, they're not lost. You just got to wait for them. It could be up to a year, give or take a year. Is that good? So I feel like the whole thing, if we're just going to sum this up, is to realize your partner does enjoy this a lot more with you, is working to make this more of a permanent solution, but whatever they originally did isn't working out. That's falling in on them. It's not working. It's kind of crumbling. So they have to fix it. It's going to take them probably almost a year, give or take a year. But once it's back to where it was, it'll be good again. It's just you have to wait for all these possibilities to come back into your life again. It seems like you're gonna. It also seems like you're nervous through the transition that it's going to actually go back to what it was. But I don't feel like that's going to happen if this is hitting for you. All right, let's go forward now with the Aries single. Aries single. That was kind of... I feel like that was a good outcome. I mean, it may not be optimistic. I can see where if I was in your shoes, like the waiting wouldn't be most optimistic, but the fact that it's actually there especially when I do readings for people. It doesn't turn out that way all the time. So hopefully that hits for you in the sense of the good outcome. Because I really like to see that good outcome for you. Maybe it'll come sooner rather than later for you. Now singles, Aries singles, positive, empowering information for Aries singles. I don't know if we really need these. Stop. Okay. So, what do you got going on here for you? You got the base card. The root of it is you seem quite happy. Even though you're single, life is good. Which makes me really feel like you might be a little careful about who you let in, because you're not looking for just somebody to fill a spot. You want somebody who's going to be conducive for your life, and things are going to be good. Got the Wheel of the Year with the Sun for where you're standing. You okay, sweetie? No. Sit down. My dog has decided she wants my attention now. I just took her out. I probably lied because I'm just playing with her. She's like, I'm not done, ready for you to stop. You get the Sun card with the Wheel of the Year for where you're standing. You're ready for the next cycle. You are ready for the next cycle. You're very optimistic about it, but you're very happy where you are right now. I feel like you're very careful because you're very happy, you're very optimistic, and you're ready for that next cycle, but you have the Page of Wands in your overall energy, which is an active. You're very careful. You're not ready to just jump into something. You would like something to start, but you're not ready to just jump into it. And that kid always looks nervous to me. I probably said it 50,000 times by now. You're very careful. You're like, I'm not going to just go for anything. I got to make sure this person fits. I don't want to end up in a situation where I have to deal with controversy or calamity constantly. I want somebody who's going to let me be happy and we fit into each other's life. Life is good. We both do what we need to do. But it's like it's a conducive energy where we both want to get along. We want to be happy. There's not a lot of... You're not looking for combat. You're not afraid of combat. But you don't want somebody in your life where it just seems like you're constantly fighting. It seems to be a concern here. Okay. Now that being said, I do see the Eight of Swords in your environment. I feel like somebody's kind of being held back here. And they might be holding back a little bit of how they feel. I feel like somebody's holding back how they feel. With the Eight of Swords in your environment, I feel like this person's holding back how they feel. But to what degree is my question? Because I feel like they're affectionate to you. They're emotional to you in a positive way. But they're minding their P's and Q's. In other words, they're not... They seem to be aware that if it's too much conflict, that you're going to walk away. That they don't want somebody who's you're not interested in somebody who's full of conflict, especially constant conflict. So they're trying to keep themselves together for that reason, because of how they feel for you. Okay. Now, I feel like part of you is aware of this. And I think it might be something to do with history. I feel like you might, if you don't know this person in a history sense, you are aware of something about their history and about how conflict seems to kind of follow them. Because I see you with the Nine of Wands and then the Five of Pentacles is right behind it. This is the first thing. Like you're defending your position. But there's this worry about being left out in the cold. Now, this seems to be quite detailed in the sense of by keeping things from going to a conflict place, to wanting to get along constantly, this person just isn't really letting you in that much. Like you're not getting into their life that deep because they're holding back all the conflict, all of the controversy, anything that wouldn't be cut and dry or smooth. Anything that wouldn't be smooth, they're not sharing with you. And you're noticing there's something lacking here. So you're defending your position where you want somebody who's conducive with your life, somebody who prefers to get along. I think there's a misconception here with the other person. I think they're misunderstanding you. Because I feel like you've put forward that you're looking for, a good existence where you can get along with somebody and not come home to a fight. You don't want to come home every night to a fight. But that doesn't mean you don't want to know about the struggles in their life. It doesn't mean that they have to hide all the things going bad in their life. It seems to be they're taking it that way. Because I feel like the Eight of Swords in the environment, this person you're interested in, because you're still single, it's just the dating thing, but they're not telling you what's going on in their life. There's controversy, there's conflict, but I don't think they're understanding. You're not expecting somebody to have a perfect life and everything to be peachy every day. You just don't want to come home to somebody that they're going to jar you into an argument every day. You don't want to argue with somebody constantly. If they're going through struggles and they need to talk about their struggles, that's not a problem. You just don't want to be like head to head going at it with somebody every day, like arguing with somebody every day. That's what you're worried about. That's what you don't want to be a part of your life. But I feel like the other side is taking it the wrong way. Like they seem to take it as if you don't want to deal with anything controversial. You don't want problems and things like that. I don't feel like that's the truth though. I'm noticing the Two of Wands here. And you're right after this. Because you're noticing something is lacking. You're noticing something is lacking. And the Two of Wands, I feel like you might take a little break from this person. But I feel like it's a break. Like just a short break. But it's due to this feeling, because you know something, they're holding a lot back, but you're not getting why. I feel like you might not be getting why, or they might not be understanding what they should tell you and they shouldn't. They're still kind of sorting it out. So you take this short break because I feel like one of the reasons you're taking it is because you want to see like how much you actually think of this person or how it feels to be away from them. You want to know how that's really feeling for you. Like you like being with them, you like hanging out with them, but you want some distance to let the dust settle so you can understand where you really stand with them, how you feel about them. You like them first, face to face. You enjoy them face to face. But you kind of want to see, like, is this going to be a situation where the absence makes me want to be around them? Do I really want to be around them? Like, do I have this need to be around them? So you want to put some distance there. I feel like you're stepping away, like you're taking a break just to see how you really feel. Just giving it a rest. Okay, we're good? I feel like I'm talking about that too much. Knight of Cups. Excuse me, Knight of Cups in your future. Excuse me. Is this you? Is this them? I feel like you're taking this break and they come back towards you with this offer of love. They definitely miss you. They definitely do. Question is, where are you standing? Because I'm seeing two cards over here. High Priest. I feel like this is as you're going in. This is up to this point where before you take the break. I feel like that's the High Priest. You're kind of sticking with the situation. Just kind of going along with it. You like this person, but there is something lacking there. But you like it. You're sticking with it. You're going through it. But there's a little something lacking. What happens after, though, is the Ten of Pentacles. When this person comes back to you with an offer of love, I feel like you like this. This feels more secure to you. I feel like this is a really good thing. You like this person. I'm not sure if you figured out exactly how you feel deep down, like if you're head over heels with them or not, but you like that they're coming towards you, you like this offer of love coming your way. This is making you feel more secure, more stable. You're feeling like this is a good thing. You're feeling stable with it. It feels good. And I feel like you're accepting it. No. Yes, no. I feel like the offer of love comes your way and this situation continues. I'm not really sure if the relationship starts or not. I feel like it depends on where you want things to be. Because I'm noticing the Knight of Pentacles with the Fool in your future. The Fool is behind it. So I'm kind of not really convinced you're in a relationship yet, but you're headed in that direction. But the fact that they're coming at you with this offer of love, you're going through a little farther. You're continuing on. I don't feel like you've resolved this feeling that something is lacking yet, but I do feel like it's connected because they're not telling you what's going on in their life. I still feel like there's a misunderstanding even at this point. I feel like they're holding back the true rough parts of their life. I still feel like they're doing that. So you are continuing on. The Knight of Pentacles, I feel like that's you, like ending the break. How's that? And like progressing towards a relationship. You're very optimistic about it, but you're for some reason you just don't want the wrong person. You don't want somebody you're gonna actually end up arguing with constantly. Then you're not feeling like you know them fully yet. You don't know them enough, so you're just taking it slow and you're continuing on this journey with the dating. Yeah. You're continuing on. I feel like it's continuing on. It should be progressing. But you want to know this person more. You're trying to get to know them more. You like that they offered love back towards you. It feels like that's where this is going. Okay. Are we good? Anything else we need to talk about here? The peaceful resolution. This is next to the Eight of Swords. I still feel like they're not telling you everything again. But the peaceful resolution, I feel like this is them coming back towards you with this offer of love. I feel like they definitely have strong feelings for you. This person is very dedicated to you. It feels like already. And the peaceful resolution is I still feel like they're not. I almost feel like you might have told them or tried to explain it, and they nodded like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but they didn't. I just feel like they didn't. I feel like you might have explained it, but they still didn't get it. And the peaceful resolution is they really want you in their life, and they're trying to mold the situation to be more conducive to what you want, because I feel like this person already feels very strongly for you. And I feel like as you go forward, I feel like things are going to trickle in. The truth is going to trickle in and you'll understand what's actually happening, so it'll be fine. But that's one of the reasons you're going slow, because you're like, something doesn't feel right here, and you're waiting for it to come forward. The more it comes forward, the more comfortable you get. And as you get into the future, I feel like this is going to be a good connection if it's going the way, if this is really hitting for you the way I'm seeing it. I feel like long term, this is going to connect for you a lot better, but you have to really understand the more truth has to come forward. Anything else? All right. I'm going to wrap that up there because I feel like we're not really getting past that point. It just has to go this route. So, in the meantime, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, and I'll let you know my rates and my availability. Again, that's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.